G'day everybody, hope you're all well. Trader Cobb here. Hey, look, the only thing I'm going to say to you really is if you haven't joined the podcast, you probably should. It's there's a link below here, but the Trader Cobb podcast, the Trader Cobb Crypto Show it's called, it's doing really well. I'm stoked, can't believe it. So it seems to be going down well. People seem to be enjoying the program, so a lot of stuff in there. So if you haven't already, go jump on it, man. If you have and you enjoy it, why don't you just go and give me a little wee review, and I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, moving on, Bitcoin. So I'm going to do a bit of a scan against Bitcoin here and explain a couple of things, because I do have people quite frequently saying, why don't you do scans against Bitcoin, Craig? Why don't you do scans against Ethereum, Craig? Why don't you do scans against US dollar Tether, Craig? And the real reason is the dollar's pretty secure and stable, whereas these others moved. Now, not to say that there's not good trading opportunities. Absolutely not. Not at all. The fact of the matter is that I don't scan everything. I teach you guys to do the scans, and you can go across all markets that you wish to yourself. Now, there's no surprise here. Oop, what happened there? No surprise here. We are still sideways on Bitcoin. There's nothing really going on there. Not a great deal happening at the minute. It does look more bearish than bullish, but we break up through here, and that changes very, very quickly. Until we do either or, which is either break above the high of this candle or the low of this candle, we are still very much indecisive. Look at Ethereum against Bitcoin. Now, the thing with trading against Bitcoin is this, guys. If we're going to trade against Bitcoin, we can only go long at the moment. Now, if you do have a platform whereby you can short against Bitcoin, please let me know, because I am not privy to this, and it would be beneficial if I could. But at the moment, it appears that you only can go long against Bitcoin. And that's good when we're in an uptrend, but as you can see here, we are not. So through these periods, yep, good as gold. Look at that cradle, move, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But now we are not in that sort of sense. So against the dollar, we can get that on some platforms, and I'm sure you're very familiar, and we can short against the dollar and short against dollar tether. So if I go from Ethereum in a downtrend, so I can't trade it, onto Ripple, looking for an uptrend, again, Ripple, no uptrend there against Bitcoin. What about Bitcoin Cash? No uptrend against Bitcoin. What about Cardano? No uptrend against Bitcoin. What about Lumen? No uptrend against Bitcoin. What about Litecoin? Again, no trend. Neo in a very strong downtrend. EOS in a downtrend. And NEM in an uptrend. So out of all the, I know NEM is not in the top 10 at the moment, but out of all of these, the only one that's really worthwhile having a look at is NEM. And the thing with NEM is it's not pulling back. It's on an absolute merry little run, and yeah, a really, really nice move actually. It's going gangbusters. As a matter of fact, one of my guests on the show earlier in the week, where the podcast will go out shortly, Madison has actually said a few things about NEM. Anyway, we're looking for a pullback in. If we can get a pullback into this cradle zone, definitely worthwhile looking at. But the main thing that I wanted to sort of bring to your attention, guys, is that the reason I don't do a scan against Bitcoin all the time is because until we start to see the market trending against Bitcoin, there really aren't very many opportunities. We're only limited to trading to the long side. As I say, if there's any other option for that, please do let me know. We're limited to trading to the upside against Bitcoin at the moment. So therefore, it's much better to be looking at the top one, looking against US dollar as opposed to just Bitcoin, guys. So with that little lesson as to why, just explaining it, because I know I've had a few questions on that recently. Wanted to give you the heads up. Don't forget to jump on the podcast. It'd be pretty fun if you did, and visit tradercobb.com. And look, as always, guys, if you can, if you like the content, go ahead and share it across. Do yourself a retweet. Throw it out there on Facebook. Whatever you need to do. But I really appreciate all the help and support we've been getting in growing this fantastic community, because it's showing in the podcast. Super stoked. Thanks for everything, guys. Speak to you again soon. Bye for now.